This week, we're going to continue our coverage of the Mack residential front loader by getting in on the driver's side and talking about the interior. Well, I guess it's not wrong. Hey guys, I'm Josh from Premier Truck Sales and Rental, and this week we're talking about the interior of the cab here. And frankly, I really like the way this is set up. First off, we've got all the windows around here, so I've got just phenomenal visibility. I can see it. I mean, this is huge. Nice big flat panes of glass, as I mentioned before. Just a nice setup in that. On top of it, these corner windows back here are super handy. I can look over my shoulder and see what's going on back there. Huge bonus with that. In this, when you look, everything is right here, and there's duplicates of a lot of the controls, so that way it can be operated from this side or that side. Now, in the sit-down models, both sides, you're gonna have telescopic tilt wheel here. Super handy for making sure that you've got the right fit. You've got plenty of air vents. The air controls are right here, easy to reach, easy to operate. Gauges, we've got a full gauge package. There's fuel and def levels, trans temp. We've got our engine oil pressure, oil temp, RPM, mile an hour, and we've got our air pressure gauges there. Everything that you need to know. On top of that, Mack has their center electronic setup that allows you to scroll through and see some base trouble codes, look at mileage, look at other things in terms of that's in that menu of the truck. So this truck being set up with dual controls, there are a ton of benefits to that. And some of the ways that we put together the truck really add to that. So one of the big things is the Corrado can, you can pull that off, no bolts needed, just a couple of clips and it will come off, some hydraulic disconnects there, you're good to go. So if you're running around picking up dumpsters to dump in the back, stay on this side, you're gonna do great. If you're running where you're picking up stuff curbside, well then work from that side of the truck. Either way, you've got full controls there. Now that being said, in the center here, there is the operating position switch, whether you're running left-hand, right-hand drive, either one of them. Most of the switches in the center here, whether it's the door locks, whether it's the cab lights, whether it's hazard lights, headlights, engine brake, all those can be operated from either side. Same thing with the radio, which does have Bluetooth capabilities. So that way, if you want to listen to your own tunes, you can do that. Lift axle, I can hit that from either side of the truck too. There's a provision for a CB radio power here. There's cigarette lighter adapters. There's even a USB adapter right here. The other big thing about this for safety, you can shut down the whole system just with a quick smack of the button that's right there in the center. If you need to stop the equipment in an emergency, it's right here for you. Automatic transmission controls duplicated on both sides. So once again, you can do whatever you need to. All in all, great setup, easy to use, and phenomenal visibility. Something else, the camera system, you can swap from side to side. So that way I can look at it over here. If I'm over on that side, I just rotate the screen over real quick, tighten it up, we're in good shape. Now, a lot of people out there like to stay hydrated. You can fit a 2-liter bottle here. You can fit your coffee cup there. You can fit a ton of paperwork and stuff like that up here. Once again, easy to reach from either side. Just a great, great setup. When it comes to the stand-up model, there are some things that are the same, but there's some that are different. In that, one of the big differences right off the bat that you just see there is the door. It's hinged at the back instead of at the front. Makes for easier access if you need to get out and get cans. On top of that, we can fold the bottom half up, send it back, get it up and out of the way. The bottom folds up so that way you're not worried about rubbing it on the front tire here. When we get back into it, the dashboard, we're the same. I mean, it is the same dashboard here. The wheel, now that is not tilt and telescopic the way it was before. This is nice and solid mounted. Gives you a spot where it's in good position for you though. It's at a nice angle so that way you can run it and see what you're doing. On top of that, you've got your controls up here, just like in the sit-down model. There's a nice footrest down here. There's the brake, throttle, all those are down there for you. The seat is very different than the sit-down model because this one is adjustable. I could put it like this if I want to sit down if I'm cruising around. If I need a little support, I can have it like that, or I can have it in the position that I had it before. On top of that, the backrest is adjustable too, so that way you can bring it closer, further away, wherever you need it. Safety is always a concern. So we've got a seat belt not only to hold you in the seat here, we've got another one that goes here that prevents you from flopping out of the cab. The way these trucks are set up, if you're driving from the right-hand side, it's set up so it will only use the first 2 speeds of the transmission. That's really to limit speed and keep things safe. After all, safety is that top priority. Now, one thing you always want to look at too is the mirrors within reach here, so you can adjust it. You can see what's going on. Up top here, you can see what's going on too for when you bring the can back to dump it in. All in all, it's very similar in terms of how good of a setup it is. Everything's within easy reach here. My arm's in a nice relaxed position. I can control everything that I need to, and you're just ready to go. Let's face it, as an operator of one of these vehicles, there is a lot to keep track of. The simpler and easier it all is to do, well, that just plain makes sense and makes the day that much better. That being said, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell because you're not going to want to miss next week. We are talking about the Mack MP7 that's sitting right down there. On top of that, if you like this, give it the thumbs up. If you've got a question, or if there's something else you want to see, put that in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. I will see you guys next week. Stay safe out there.